Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest tonight is the President and CEO of the Authority of Cumberland County, Jerry Velazquez. Jerry, good to see you.
Hello, sir. Good to be here.
It's always good to see you. Everywhere I go, I got to tell you, truthfully, Jerry is one of the best workers I've ever seen doing the job. And I had the honor as the county freeholder of serving on the South Jersey Development Council. So one meeting, I'm sitting there, and they're talking about the Cumberland County, at that time the Improvement Authority, and they were talking about how great Jerry is. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's good. And what they had done is Cape May. Tell everybody what you did for Cape May County, why they love you.
So Cape May, we redeveloped the old Kmart facility. So the entire Kmart shopping center was redeveloped, and we were the project manager for Cape May on that, and they did a multi-tenant building like we did at 275, and they also put a shopping in there. Now they have the bowling and the theater.
Theater back
Yep,
also.
so that's all done and open now, and so that's turned into a substantial project. I think they spent in around a $50 million range. Very nice.
I mean, I know that they know what a great job you've done. What got you tied in with them as the project manager for the whole thing?
So we were working with them. I obviously working with Will Morey in my previous life, and we were taking a look at a project at the airport, and then this project came up, and then they knew that we did the Park Avenue facility, so Delsey Drive, Park Avenue. So we took them down. At the time, they were looking at leasing the building, and I said, "You don't want to lease the building. I said, you want to have an opportunity, you want to own the building." And they came down, took a look at what we did, and 3 days later, they put in an offer, and a month later, they own the building, and
Wow.
off they go. You know.
And I am familiar with the building. My sister lives maybe a mile away from
Yeah.
that. My cousins have Men's Restaurant in Rio Grande, so that's a couple miles away down the street. And it's just amazing that that had just all fallen apart, and how, with your help, the Cape May County freeholders at the time were able to revive it and bring it to life. And that creates more job opportunities and more entertainment, all kind of great
Yeah,
things.
for them it was the jobs. It was also obviously getting the services to one place, so one-stop shop for the customers that were coming in that were being served by the county. But then also the opportunity for the retail component, the theater, and also the food component. So it's everything's in one location, and obviously taking an eyesore, which was essentially an abandoned Kmart facility.
Yes, right.
A lot of the retail spaces were empty as well, so now they're 100% occupied. I think
Wow.
there's some additional space that's left in the rear for some restaurant space that they want to put in there, but for the most part, the building is fully occupied and looks great, actually. County
Yeah.
Commons, they call it.
Okay, yeah, it really is very impressive, to say the least. It looks very nice. And of course, you know, as we talked about, it's got is it Frank's Theater still?
Yeah, so, well, not Frank's, it's the new theater owner.
I see.
But it's the
That's
theater
good.
that was there before, partnered
Right.
with another entity, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
There's
is
a developer.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And that's in Middle Township, I guess, Rio
Correct,
Grande. Right?
Rio Grande.
Yeah. It's interesting, the situation with Cape May County is the rateable base is tremendous. And I had a home for 30 years in Sea Isle City, and Marty Palugi was the mayor of Avalon. And I always said, in my second life, I want to come back and be the mayor of Avalon. Well, Barbara Morrow, who's one of my very best friends, her brother Johnny Morrow is the mayor of Avalon now. He just took over for Marty, who's retiring as the mayor. But the reason is, folks, here's an example. One city, Ocean City, for instance, in Cape May County, has more ratables than the entire county of Cumberland. You know, I mean, and now, my gosh, Jerry, you don't buy a home down there for less than $2 million. You know, it's just, whew, I tell this funny story. The house that I had in Sea Isle City had an assessed value of $1 million. My taxes were $7,000. My home in Millville was assessed at $250. My taxes were $12,000. So there's something a little different there, but it's all about ratables. And I don't know if people understand that. Explain to them how important ratables are.
Well, ratables are critical. Essentially, that's how the counties and the municipalities generate revenue that essentially support the operation. So I'm happy to say that in the last 2 years we had $100 million increase in ratables in Cumberland County. So we had an 8% increase 790 plus or minus thousand, and we had just under a billion in
That's great.
in Cumberland over the last 2 years. So the rateable base is growing, obviously. Lots of development happening. We've had 2 million square feet of development in the last 3 years. This year, and as of the end of this month, we're already at about 1.5 million. So we're going to top 2 million again square foot approved.
Oh, wow.
For development. So that's 3 years in a row. So that's good for the county. Lots of good things happening in the county, and I've said it before. We're our worst critics. We're our worst
Yeah,
enemy
that's
when
true.
it comes to
Yeah.
marketing the county and talking about the county. Oatly's here. We've been working with a company from Sweden who wants to make their headquarters here. Have a lot of international companies that are coming down,
Yeah.
in Violin and other places. So there's a lot going on in the county, a lot of good stuff. COVID was obviously not a good thing,
Yeah.
but helped to put a little bright light on Cumberland as far as opportunity. Folks realize that, Cumberland County isn't so far away. Salem's having a big boom, so that's helping us as well, right? So the proximity to 295,
Right.
proximity to transportation. Folks are now understanding that Cumberland and Salem are kind of prime for opportunity and development, and still have reasonable costs, both for labor
Yeah, and
and
land.
for land.
Yeah.
And construction costs also. I mean, everything's coming back around. COVID threw everything out of whack for, a couple, 3 years, but right now numbers are coming back to where they were almost pre-COVID. So from a construction standpoint, we also provide a benefit as well.
Well, and that brings me to my second point. I'm sitting at the South Jersey Development Council as a freeholder. That council is comprised of Cumberland County, Atlantic County, Cape May, and Salem County. We're the 4 counties. And Jerry mentioned about, the Cape May County, what they were bragging Jerry up at the meeting about Will Morey, about what a great job the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, headed up by Jerry Velazquez, did for their Commons, it's called?
County Commons.
County Commons. And if you get a chance to see that, if you're going down Route 47, it's 47 and, is it not? It's 9, is
Yeah.
it? Is it 9? 47 and 9 is where the county commons are, and it's a phenomenal project. And as Jerry had mentioned, it was just a dilapidated shopping center where Kmart had closed and the theater had been let go, so there was not a whole lot of activity there. In fact, it was really dead. Well, anyway, the next month's meeting, Ben Laurie says, "Oh my God, Jerry Velazquez and the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, they're helping us. Tell everybody what you did for Salem County."
Well, Salem County, we had the courthouse project, so
Yes,
we're
right.
should be actually getting our first our temporary CO in the next week or two. We have some issues with some water, but we got that project squared away. That was a renovation and a new construction to the existing facility. At the time we got involved, the prices were in the $70 to $80 million range, and we were
Wasn't
trying to
something
figure out
bad.
how to get the cost down. And working with the county, they're great to work with in Salem County. We were able to get the project down to $33 million.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So Ben tells everybody
tells-
we saved everybody $50 million. So I'll take it.
That's
We
true.
were just able to scale down the size. The initial size was just too large, wasn't necessary. So we were able to work with architects in the county to scale it down. Work with the judge. Mr. Telsey, Judge Telsey
Yeah,
is the
good
judge
guy.
for Cumberland as
Right.
well as Salem. So we were working with him on when we were working in Cumberland, but also in Salem. So the relationship is good and helped us to kind of get to the point where everybody agreed that didn't have to build as large of a facility as initially had anticipated. So the first phase, which is the new construction phase, is just about completed. So we'll get a TCO on that in the next couple weeks, and then we'll start the renovations to the existing building. But it looks really, really nice. It turned out really well.
Well, while we're talking about getting involved, the building behind us, Jerry was very helpful with that. We're going to talk about the Millville Public Library and how the Cumberland County, or the authority of Cumberland County, helped get this project off the ground. And we'll do all that right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is the President and CEO of the Authority of Cumberland County. And the building that you're looking at behind us, Jerry, tell everybody how you helped the Millville Library get this project off the ground.
Well, this was a neat project because they were having issues with funding and trying to figure out where to get the money for the project. So we were able to put a bunch of different packages together. Initially, the ask to the city was in the couple $1 million range, and we were able to get bonding, grant money, private donations, which the library is responsible for, private donations. We were able to package that together, ended up getting about $725,000 from the city to put the project forward. It's about a $6 million project, so obviously that was not a large, it was certainly important, but we were able to reduce the ask to the city to get the project down to where it needed to be. So that's going to be a nice project because it's going to, allow the library to expand, kind of grow their technology, provide the services that they need to the younger folks, but still provide the services to the folks that don't have the IT acumen, right? So a lot of the folks go in there, fill out applications, provide services, and get information. Old school, right?
Right.
So now they're able to do new technology, still support the old school folks that need, support from the library. It's more than just the library. It's where folks go to, get information, fill out applications, receive information about different things that are happening, and help themselves get, get services. So more than just the library. The library is they're great to work with. Very appreciative of everything that we do.
Yeah, they speak highly of you guys.
We've been working on this library project probably for 5 years.
Wow.
Maybe more. And we held our fee just because it's the right thing to do and because the library provides such an opportunity for the residents of Millville. So we're happy about that project. So the first phase is just about done.
Yeah.
We're working on finishes, working on floors and walls and paint, but all the heavy stuff, heavy construction is completed. So the library is going to close for about a month, take everything from the old portion of the library, move it to the new portion of the library, and then we'll renovate the existing library. So that'll be nice for them. That'll be a good opportunity for Courtney to kind of spread her wings and do some new things at the new facility.
Yeah, Courtney Reese is the library director, super lady. We just had her on recently. But Jerry, it's interesting, and one of the big projects that we haven't even talked about yet is the Vineland Police Department. How many millions was that, and how did you? I know you guys were the key to get that going too, right?
Yeah. So we, as an authority, we're able to do things and help public entities. So in the situation of the police department, we technically, in quotes, own the property, and then we build the project, lease it back to the city. And really what happens is we're able to bond it. The city doesn't have to put up 5%. So if the city would have done it on its own, they would have had to put up a 5% down payment. They don't have to do that.
I see.
It helps to put everything in one place, coordinate the process, allows us to take the heat for the bidding, allows us to take the heat for the construction.
Oh, that's true.
So we're essentially turning over a finished building to the city. So that was a good experience. unfortunately, you're working with folks, people changed, staffing changed, the people that we started working with were no longer there at the end of the project, so there was some confusion around direction, some of the things that were done. But the building turned out beautiful. Department of Corrections loves it. They use it as a model every time we talk about, what the holding facility should look like or what a building should look like. Department of Corrections points to the Violent Police Station. So Mayor Fanucci's been super supportive of the authority. We've done a lot of projects with the city, still working with the city, on trying to recruit businesses and help the city. And as you know, I was born in Brooklyn, but came to Violent when I was 7 years old. Went to Violent High School, so Kim bleeds blue and
you got your
blue and
40th class reunion coming up.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Well, that's young compared to others. In fact, somebody just posted their 50th class reunion. Somebody on Facebook, a friend of mine. That went to Violent High.
Yeah, 40 years coming, yes.
Yeah, well, see, you're young compared to me. It's all relative. Time flies, doesn't it?
Just a comment, because you mentioned the authority a couple times. I want to clarify. So the Cumberland County Improvement Authority still exists as the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. The branding of the authority, and folks said, you're the authority because you're working in Salem and you're working in Cape May, and there's all kinds of stories about you want to be your own person and the authority wants to go on its own. None of those things are true. The only reason we switched our branding from the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, which was the Eagle Seal, which looked very bureaucratic and very public, was because we had businesses that were coming in from outside the country, international companies,
right.
Watching The Sopranos, watching movies on television, and they were very nervous about coming to Jersey. And who did they have to talk to? And did they have to talk to this person? They have to talk to that person. So we simply changed our branding to be more business friendly and eliminate the connotation of being a public entity. And quite frankly, when we changed the branding, we never had that question come up again. So it just helps us to facilitate, working with the private sector, to be honest with you. We're talking with an international company today. When you hand them a card and hand them paraphernalia, marketing material that has the new logo on it with the new branding, there is no connection to the government. So it helps out immensely. So just for the record, so folks know, we're still the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. Everything's done. Our business is conducted as the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. The branding just changed to help facilitate what we do, which is economic development for the county.
Can you tell me the board members? Is Al Kelly one of
you? Yeah, so board members, our president is Bob Nedahan. Our vice president is Mayor Kelly, Albert Kelly. Dale Jones, Shelley Snyder is on our board.
She's what a great lady.
And then we have Jason Size from Deerfield.
Yeah. That's there's five good. The two new ones I didn't know.
Yeah, Jason is great.
And Shelley, but boy,
Jason represents. So there's kind of an unwritten rule that because we're in Deerfield Township, we have a representative from Deerfield, and Jason just came in to replace George Olivia, who was our Deerfield resident and was our chairman at the time, and was a great board member, super supportive of Deerfield. Always wanted to make sure Deerfield got what he thought they deserved, and Jason is doing the same thing, making sure that Deerfield gets what he believes Deerfield deserves. And so we make a significant contribution to Deerfield monetarily, but obviously working with Deerfield all the time to try and make sure that we're the best partner we can be.
Well, I'll tell you what, it goes back. When did must have been 94 or 8? No, wait a minute. I was elected in 93. Somewhere around 94, 95 that the Improvement Authority became a reality because...
86.
I'm sorry, sure, I got elected in 82. Thank you, yes. So it was a few years. I started serving in 83. So 3 years into my term, that was the worst night I've ever spent in my life. The people from Deerfield Township, and I got to tell you, folks, I was their speech therapist. I loved the kids. I loved the people. They didn't love me when it came time we're making our selection to go to Deerfield Township. It was like, Now I think if you'd ask them if the benefit outweighs the negativity that they thought that they were going to get from the financial aspect, job opportunities, and things like that went down. But I'll never forget sitting at Millville High School auditorium, a lot of unhappy folks.
Well, look, there's a lot of misinformation. The landfill, folks think it's just a big hole in the ground. You dump trash and you walk away from it, but it's not. It's a very complex operation. It's double lined. Nothing leaves the landfill. No groundwater impacts. No impacts to the dirt underneath. And we got DEP water, we got DEP air, we got DEP environmental. We have an inspector that comes out. We have another DEP person that comes out. So we're highly regulated, highly monitored by the county as well. So the operation, we believe, is one of the best, certainly, if not the best in the state, and certainly can be matched against others throughout the country. We have folks that come in all the time from all over the country to take a look at our treatment plan, or take a look at our compact, or take a look at something that we're doing. And the comments are always, wow, this doesn't look like a landfill. And we take a lot of pride in making sure that the landfill is tip-top condition all the time. Tony Riviera, Sal, Dave Francesco, our local guys, they live in the neighborhoods. They go home every day. And they're
good men.
They have a responsibility to their neighbors and to the folks here in Cumberland County. We all do, to make sure that the landfill's good.
What's the tipping fee now, Jerry?
Tipping fee varies. So if you're bringing in type 10 trash, which is your household trash, you're in the 78, 79 range. If you're bringing in construction, it's about $90 a ton. It's based 4 cents a pound. Okay. We've been having a lot more. I'm not sure why exactly, but maybe because of COVID, folks found a way to kind of do things at home, and so we've been monitoring lately the volume. So our volume is doubled because we have a lot of folks that are coming in that are just miscellaneous. We call them residents that are coming in, and our lowest fee that we charged was last week 83 cents. So somebody came in and charged them 83 cents to go up the scale. So it's very reasonable, and folks are starting to realize that it makes a lot of sense for them just to bring their stuff in, bring it on the back of a truck and a trailer, and just come in and then pay the fee. So lots more volume, makes it more difficult for the regular customers, the trucks that are coming in, but certainly it's a service that we provide.
Well, I don't know whether you're the Improvement Authority or the authority was the reason that I've got the best trash collection in the city of Millville that we've ever had. We have the Cumberland or the Atlantic County Utility Authority, ACUA. I'll tell you what, they do, in my opinion, an outstanding job. Now, did you help put that together?
Yeah, so obviously, it's Atlantic County Utility Authority working in Cumberland County. People are like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I said, well,
but
they have the capacity.
You guys are working in Cape May County and Salem County.
But it's perfect. They had the capacity. They had operations already. They've been picking up trash for 20 plus years, 30 years. And why would we create an infrastructure from scratch when we had someone else that we could work with that could do the job? So they came in and did Violin, Millville, Bridgeton. Violins going in a different direction in the new year.
Yeah, I saw that.
But they still pick up Millville, and Bridgeton are still picking up Violin through the end of the year. And we believe that they've done a nice job. There was some, kind of back and forth in Violin, some things that happened. COVID was a tough time because they couldn't find folks. Yeah. So they were bringing folks in from Atlantic County. They were bringing folks in from all over Cape May to try and fill in the void. From a staffing perspective. They just couldn't make it work for Violin. So Violin decided to go in a different direction. But we're happy with the relationship and the partnership that we formed with the ACUA. They're a good partner.
Well, they've been great to picking up my trash and recycling, and I'm very, very happy, and I imagine the city of Millville is too. As a resident, I'm very, very pleased that they do a great job. And again, it's working with people from other counties, as we've talked about with Jerry and the authority, getting the cooperation with Salem County and Cape May County. And on the other side of it, Atlantic County is working with the Improvement Authority, or the authority rather, to help provide the trash collection for at least for now all three big cities.
Yeah, well, it made no sense for us to recreate the wheel when we had someone that could provide the service.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We're talking with Jerry Velazquez, President and CEO of the Authority, and we'll be back with Jerry to talk more right after these messages.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on. and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Are you just part of the crowd?
Do you feel isolated and alone?
Do you wish someone would see your gifts?
Would you like to be seen as an individual?
A person of value.
Full of life and purpose. Part of a family that cares?
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
Hello, I'm Erica, owner here at Everything Classy Sweet Soulful Cafe. We're located at 230 North High Street in Millville. We offer a wide array of home-cooked meals, from our tasty breakfast entrees, fabulous lunch options, including homemade soups, and of course, our delicious desserts. Celebrating someone special in your life? Let us create a beautiful cake for your next celebration. We're open Thursday through Monday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 856-765-3282 or visit us online at everythingclassy.com. Everything Classy Sweet Soulful Cafe, where the main ingredient is love.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. While we were taking our break, of course, one of our commercials was Inspira Health Center, and of course the show is presented by Inspira. And Jerry was talking about what a fantastic person the president and CEO of Inspira is.
Yeah, we've had nothing but great relationships and opportunities, and so we've been working on a bunch of different things, trying to get hospital involved and working with them to try and support what they're doing. Certainly, we talk about Cumberland County and the social issues that exist, and it's really a function of making sure that we have a system in place that can connect the dots and get people to services. And she's been a great partner to the county, trying to get folks that typically don't work together to work together. And she's done a really good job of making that happen. So hats off to Amy for doing that.
Amy Mansue is the president and CEO of Inspira, and I was telling Jerry during the commercial break that I've spent a couple of stints in the hospital, nothing serious, but Glenn Lilly, who's a good friend of mine, he had a medical problem. So I spent 9 days in Inspira, 5 days about a year ago, and then 4 days about 4 months ago. And Glenn had spent a week at AtlantiCare. And Glenn said, Jim, during that week I had 4 different roommates. And I said, you know what, Glenn? During my 9 days, the 2 stints I had in Inspira, I had no roommates. And we are spoiled. Inspira is private rooms. And to me, the staff was outstanding. They really were just great. They did a wonderful job. Hats off to the Inspira staff. And I have nothing but good things to say about them. And as you mentioned, Amy Mansue is an amazing lady, and of course they built the new facility at Mullica Hill. They had Elmer, they acquired that when they picked up the one here in Vineland, and of course now they have the Salem Memorial Hospitals there, so they have 4 hospitals. And it was interesting, Jerry, I'm drawing a blank, I had it for a moment, the guy who was the first one to help get Inspira started, and I was the mayor of Millville during that period of time, like the early 2000s, and just a super person. I'll think of his name, I think, eventually. But anyway, we got talking about consolidating the hospitals. At that time, Millville Hospital was still open, Newcomb was still open. Of course, Bridgeton, I believe, was open also. I think Millville and Bridgeton had sort of combined in the same name or whatever it was. But talking with this fellow, realizing that the healthcare industry is changing. you've got to become one. You can't run separate little operations. And we did. We got together, and I saw why people in Millville weren't happy with me, but I thought we've got to become one as we are today within Spirit. I'll help. Lucky we are, and it just really has worked out very, very well for the county. And the Bridgeton facility is now getting, I understand they're even going to expand more mental health situations.
I believe so. I'm not really very familiar with what they're doing at the hospital, but I know that she's expanding.
Jack Kalikowski, by the way.
Yes.
Jack Kalikowski.
And Spirit's expanding their services. Again, looking to integrate and not duplicate, not replicate, making sure that they understand what's happening in the communities and how they can insert themselves where it makes sense and push where it makes sense. So it's a big deal. One of the things that we're working on right now with the county is the Rowan Medical Building at the Rowan Rowan South Jersey campus. So that'll be a Rowan University facility. It'll be behavioral health and pain management, and there'll be services provided there. So there'll be doctors' offices actually there, and kids that are in school can actually get practical experience. Talking to Amy about it recently, and we talked about the opportunity for residents who are 500 feet away, in the Spirit. It's going to be a virtual Rowan partnership, but certainly, as you mentioned before, everyone with respect to healthcare has to work together to make sure that our folks are getting service the best way they can. So that's something that we're in the process of building. That should be done beginning of 24, and then we should be able to occupy that right around February, March of 24, which would be a nice first Rowan University building in Cumberland County. So that would be great.
Yeah, that really is. It's so fantastic to be able to see that coming to fruition for our county. And the Eds and Meds corridor and Rowan College South Jersey Cumberland campus, which is taking the level up for us so that the kids have a great opportunity. Do you know Judge Jim Swift?
I do.
What a great guy. His daughter Chloe, a couple of years ago, went to Cumberland County Tech, talk about another great facility, and she took communications, the radio, TV, and communications program. Anyway, she, along with many other kids now who have done this, when they graduated from, they took their 2 college years from Rowan College South Jersey Cumberland campus. So she actually graduated from college before she graduated from high school. And as soon as she got done, she went to Montclair and was a junior at like 18 years old. She was a junior at Montclair, and I guess now she's graduated, probably working on her master's degree. But that happened for so many kids. Kids had that opportunity, not just at Rowan College, well, not just at Cumberland County Tech, but Millville, Vineland, and Bridgeton offer the same program, and Cumberland Regional, which is fantastic. Think of the money they save on tuition. Think of they're just knowing what they want to do and being able to study it locally at the local high school. It's just another fantastic thing that Cumberland County has going for us. And and Jerry, one of the things that you had mentioned earlier, and I'm so impressed, is the increase in ratables. But boy, I tell you what, Mayor Anthony Finucci, what a great job they do. I've ridden through the Vineland Industrial Park. Ray Kronk is a buddy of mine. We share Phillies tickets. So he has Homiac Trucking, which is up there. And I drive up and drop tickets off and talk to him, and I'm like looking around going, wow, this is an amazing place. The biggest problem is they're running out of space.
Yeah, running out of space. The city just had to buy more property, so Sandy's running around trying to figure out where the next project's going to be, and they've just received a grant to put some infrastructure on their newest industrial park, so that'll be getting going real soon. We're working with Vineland on a few different projects to bring some new businesses here to the county, and I think we're working in all parts of the county. Like I said, western part of the county is important. We have a company international company that we're hoping any day now. They came about 2 years ago and said we want to shovel in the ground in 2 months, and 2 years later we're still talking about getting a shovel in the ground, but we're almost there. Get those approvals, so that'll be another international company coming here, making their U.S. headquarters, so that's important to us here in the county. But
Reese, I guess it's been several years ago now, I had Vice News approached me about interviewing me for the Oatly Milk Company. And they were really excited about that, and that was a worldwide newscast at that time. And they came to Millville, and we did the Jim's Lunch and all the different things in Millville. And then, I've been over to the Oatly Milk Company, and that's a foreign company, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's affiliation.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the nice things is our building, we got a little bit of criticism about how nice our building is, and, a public building shouldn't be that nice, but it is the meeting place for businesses that want to come to the county and locate here. And, the European folks in particular, Oatly and the other company that we're recruiting as we speak, and Danone and others, are when they come from Europe, they come down and actually meet in our office. So
Thank
it's a
God.
meeting space for them. We have a training facility, so they go, to the training facility and meet there. So it's a good opportunity for us to kind of bring them in, have them at our space and be able to work with them directly to make sure that they, understand the best attributes of the county. So it's been helpful to us.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm so proud of what you guys have done. When I got reelected to the county freeholder board, I was so disappointed at the building. I'm like, you kidding me? This is the Cumberland County Administration building? It's like it's an old insurance company building that the insurance company outgrew, and I don't know how it came all about, but I sure didn't have anything to do with it. I was very disappointed with the size of that building, and in fact, when we had COVID, that building was like spreading like wildfire, and 5 people got COVID because you're on top of each other. There's little cubicles. You don't have space. And what you just said, Jerry, if I'm a company from out of the area and I come in and I look at a facility, I want to look at your facility. I don't want to look at that facility and go, oh my God, this is the county administration building. When I was a freeholder in 83 through 91, we had the nice administration building that was out next to the county library. It was impressive. Everything was there. Of course, they all of a sudden decided they wanted to sell that to charter school, and then they had nowhere else to go. And again, I'm so disappointed with what they had to do. And it's not the people that are there now. They didn't do it. It was my gang that was there a while back, and why they did it, I don't know. Jerry, why did
It's a rateable, sir. It was a rateable.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, rateable. That's true. It was. My goodness. It was like, oh. And I was just very disappointed with that move, because it just, you see how people were squeezed into the meeting room. I remember my first meetings there. My goodness, you're like this. And, they didn't even have the dais set up so everybody could face forward. You had 2 people facing this way, and just wasn't my favorite place to be, But I got to tell you, the others they had Ethan Aronoff on the other day, and another building I do not like is Millville City Hall. That isn't one of the ugliest buildings I'd ever seen, and it's just, but I don't know. That was back in the 70s they did that. So,
yeah.
But what you guys do is class. The Vineland Police Department, classy building. Your facility's classy. What you've done in Cape May County, what the courthouse, that's another good point. What the Salem County Courthouse is going to look like will be impressive. And you've got to have that. People got to come. If they're coming from out of the country, you want to impress them like you have. You have a great facility there, and God bless you for having that, because it's something that the people say, well, this is pretty nice. It means a lot, doesn't it?
No, it certainly means a lot. And again, part of putting our best foot forward is making sure that, not only we have nice facilities, but also, have a story to tell. And we have a story to tell. Christy DiLeonardo, Workforce Development, working with Sandy at the City of Island, Kim Ayers, who's the Economic Development Director for the Improvement Authority.
I love Kim Ayers. Without Kim Ayers, I wouldn't have half done in Millville what she did.
Kim's been great for the authority, and Kim and I have worked together parallel tracks for 30 years, and for the last 5 years have worked together. It's been a great 5 years. I wish I would have worked with Kim more directly, during our careers, but she's fabulous.
Yeah,
you ask her to get things done, she gets things done. She's behind the scenes, just wants to do the right thing.
That's the truth. You'd never know how good she is, because she's not out there waving her flag. She's just getting the job done.
Yep.
It was, when I look at all of the things that occurred in Millville from 97 to 2009 while I was the mayor, it was Kim Ayers. Don Ayers helped Kim Ayers. Everywhere I would turn, Kim would tell us, here, this will work. And just did a fabulous job, and I'm glad she's with
She's great.
The authority too. Yeah,
Can't retire till she finds a replacement. That's our deal.
That's right. Well, she'll never be able to retire because she's never going to find. You'll never find a replacement as good as her. Although I will say, your new board member, Shelley Snyder.
Yes.
What a super lady she is too.
She is.
Have you met speaking of she's Millville superintendent? Have you met Tony Trongone?
I have. Yes.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's right up there with you, pal. He's a go-getter, gets stuff done. You know, he's got energy like you do. Goes. And way back. When did we go to Washington for the?
That was 2000.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was with the Empowerment Zone. That was 2000.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's where you started.
Yeah.
The Empowerment Zone. Yeah. And so did Sandy Forsiski, too.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys kept moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, oh, gosh, you got one of my best wonderful ladies at the Empowerment Zone. Tell everybody who's in charge of it now.
Denise
Jackson, my banker. I miss her. I don't even know who I go see at TD Bank without her being there anymore.
I'm sure if you called her, she'd hook you up with the right person at
Last
TD
time I
Bank.
talked to her, she wasn't sure. My cousin is president of TD Bank, Rob Curley. I keep calling him, Rob, I need to know who's the manager. Somebody tell me who the manager is at TD Bank across from the mall, so when I go in, I can say hello, because I was spoiled. I had Denise Jackson there, and just, well, there's a lady with great energy.
Yes.
And what's nice is she was the UEZ executive director, so she knows all the business people.
Yeah, she's great. She's great. Breathing new life into the Empowerment Zone, and she's working real hard. She's running around all over the county trying to get things done. So hats off to Denise.
Now she works in your building?
No, they have their own office now.
Oh, that's right. They were up with what's his name, the guy that writes grants.
Mike,
I thought
Triad.
Mike,
I'm not sure.
No, okay.
Not sure
I
where they're
thought
office.
maybe it's where they were. But
she's not letting any grass grow under her feet. So I'm not sure she's at her desk much.
Yeah, that's true too. She's out running. She's
great.
So much energy. She's a wonderful lady. But boy, that's the key too, Jerry. You know it. You've surrounded yourself with good people. For talking about Sandy Forsiski and Kim Ayers and all the people. What's Ryan? I really like him too.
Feaster?
Yeah, there's another great guy.
Ryan, through a shared service with the county, works with us and really is primarily responsible for construction, FF&E, we call it furniture, fixtures, equipment, IT, and he deals with our tenants. So, as you know, we have a lot of tenants, a lot of space that we own and manage, and Ryan's the point person. So issues, concerns, problems, leases, you name it, keys, Ryan's the guy.
He's a great guy.
Ryan saves me from the midnight call for some problem somewhere that exists. Ryan and Joe.
Thank God.
Yes.
We're talking with Jerry Velazquez, who is the president and CEO of the authority, also known as the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. We'll be back to wrap up the program with Jerry right after these messages.
Hello, I'm Erica, owner here at Everything Classy Sweet.
When you want delicious food made from scratch soups and locally sourced ingredients, you head to Larry's 2 on Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey. Family owned and operated, Larry's 2 boasts one of the area's only salad bars with a great selection of fresh vegetables, rolls, dressings, and more. In their cafe, enjoy a piping hot cup of your favorite beverage made by one of their skilled baristas. Their complimentary Wi-Fi allows Larry's 2 to be the meeting destination with a friend or small group. They also offer banquet rooms that can accommodate 10 to 120 guests for any occasion. Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Call Larry's 2 today at 856-692-9001. Larry's 2 Restaurant and Cafe, located at 907 North Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Vineland, New Jersey is a place rich in innovation and deeply rooted in hometown traditions. The city's agricultural legacy, where brands like Welch's and Progresso originated, lives on today alongside companies producing the critical pharmaceutical packaging we depend on. While Vineland continues to grow, it retains a quality of life enriched by cultural diversity and an abundance of nature's playgrounds to enjoy.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. We have something for everyone at VinelandCity.org.
Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is the Executive Director, CEO, and President of the Authority of Cumberland County, Jerry Velazquez. And Jerry, I know you said 10 years ago you started.
April 1st, 2013.
Wow. And back in the year 2000, when the empowerment zone started, was that your first stint coming to Cumberland County?
No, I grew up in Cumberland County, so my first job in the county after school was with what was called Rural Opportunities at the time, which is now Pastone. So the farm labor housing on the boulevard was my first project when I was 22, and then worked with Albert at Tri-County at the time. Now it's Gateway.
Right.
So I was their economic development director.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then from there went to Philly. Did 3 years in Philly, and then came
The
back.
Eagles or the Phillies?
No. I wish. Worked for a large developer in Philly. We did work in Philly and in North Jersey, and then came back here and worked for Mike at Triad.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Triad,
Well, there's another great guy, Mike Zampino, and Steve Keys. I really like him too. There was another really good guy for the county.
Yes,
was very
definitely.
helpful.
When I had my first office in Cumberland, I shared an office with Steve's staff before we got our office in Bridgeton. So I did a lot of work with Steve early on. Then obviously at Triad, we did a ton of work together. He's a good man.
Yes, he is. Yeah, very.
He's trying to retire too, but Mike won't let him retire.
That's the price you pay when you're good. You'll be 88 before they let you consider retiring. But, it is interesting. I mean, all of the things you've accomplished, my goodness, it's, you said at 22 you started, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. About $2 billion in development.
Just $2 billion?
Yeah, in my career, yes. Wow. So it's pretty cool.
That is something.
Yeah, but like you said, it's only because of the people around you. It's only because the landfill, employees are doing a great job. We all work together. We don't have this hierarchy of folks and decision making. Decision making gets made, at staff level. I just facilitate and make sure that I try and keep the politics away from the staff so they can make good decisions, sound decisions that make sense for the business and for the county. And then my job is to run interference and hopefully, do as much of that as I can. Because at the end of the day, you have to make good business decisions for the organization and for the county. And that's the only reason, we succeed, just because of the staff that's there. The Kim, the Tony, the Sal, the Nick, the Ryan, all the folks that are there, and Heidi, the gatekeeper. So.
Yes, that's right. I've got to call Heidi sometime to make sure I get Jerry on the program. But
there you go.
It is, and that's what makes the business function, or the
100%.
The authority, is having good people and being able to. Wow, that's amazing. All that $2 billion in rateables over your period of time that you've been involved, right?
Yeah, well, development.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But
but the rateable situation, as I said before, when you increase rateables by, 800 million one year, and it's 1.3 billion this year, so that's a 13% increase this year, about a 9% increase last year. That's important for the county because
it sure is.
That creates the opportunity to develop revenue the revenue then helps to pay the bills, and that's really what we have.
And that's a good point too, Jerry. To the county commissioner's credit, there was no tax increase this year, and some of that comes from the ratables. I know that they worked hard with the department heads to get them to cut things to bare bones so that there wouldn't be a tax increase, and for that I thank them, and I'm sure the people of Cumberland County thank the group that's there now for being able to do that. Now, the one thing I didn't ask you, this is the big question for the end. Have you ever played golf?
I have played golf.
Okay.
Not often, but.
Well, you're one of the few people.
I'm a baseball player, so.
Oh, that's well, there. I should know.
Way to the right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, we hadn't talked about John Ruga and Mike Trout, but they're going to have a world-class golf course here in South Vineland, and that's exciting. It really is.
It's very exciting. As I said, we're our worst enemy, right? So I get a call from the newspaper. Some folks think this is a bad idea. Well, it's not a bad idea. What's it going to do for the county? It's going to bring folks to the county that would have never come to the county. Right. How many folks jump on Google and say Cumberland County now that wouldn't have done that otherwise, right? Folks that are coming here, CEOs, people that know people in business, people who know people in business. So we're going to have the ability to bring folks into Cumberland County, give them our best shot at bringing a business here, bringing a new rateable here, and creating an opportunity that doesn't exist, only because of the attention that's being drawn to the golf course. And certainly the combination of Mike Trout and Tiger Woods doesn't quite meet the John Ruga to the John Ruga level, but
John, in my book, you don't get any better than him. What he's been able to do is
it's great. I mean, what he's done. And I said to the newspaper, I said, this is not a story of the golf course. This is a story of a local developer who essentially has made an impact on our community. And if the golf course didn't happen, the project's still successful. What he's done out there, the jobs that he's created, 450 jobs. The revenue that's being generated, the ratables, and all the things that come from his Northeast precast operation are what are important, to the county. So even if the golf course didn't happen, I said this in the newspaper, it's still a successful project. And John and his wife do a great job, and his team. He's got the same thing, great people around him. New president there, one of the kids who grew up from 16 years old, who's now the president of the company, Mark Gorgas. So it's fascinating. His story's fascinating, and it's only because of the way he's run his business and done what he's done that he's had the success that he's had.
One of my little leaguers, Tom Tellemai, is there too. And does a great job. It's funny going back to John Ruga when John started the company in Millville, Superior Walls. Thank you. Don Ayers and I went over, and we're just, wow, this is impressive what he was doing and how he was doing that. And he's always very complimentary to Don and I, because we did come see him, checked up on how are things going. And then later on, I guess there was an absence, nobody came to see him. So he decided, I'm going to go to Vineland. And boy, was that a big move, although he's still doing some stuff in Millville too.
Yeah.
But and going to Northeast Precast was phenomenal. I mean, these walls, I said to somebody about, the walls he's making for, warehousing. They said, yeah, Jim, but think about like 295 and 42, those highway walls, they're his. Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all over.
Yeah.
Anytime you pass a wall on the highway, odds are it's his.
Oh my gosh, I wish I'd get that 295, 42 thing straightened around.
It's like a Wawa cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's true too. It's for darn sure, but it's been interesting what they've been able to do. I mean, and we have, by the way, speaking of Mike Trout, I want to let everybody know, I talked to Jeff. Mike is going to be playing on Millville night, which is the 28th of August. He's also playing the 29th in Philadelphia as well. And we have a program that we show from MLB to Millville, I think it's called, that we put on, and it shows what a phenomenal ball player Mike Trout is and what a great guy. And you knew his dad, Jeff, I guess, right, as well. And Jeff and I served together. When I first met Mike, I had just gotten elected mayor, and Jeff was like my second person in command to me. In 1997, Mike was 5 years old. Now Mike's 31, so time flies.
Yeah, sure
right?
does. Sure does.
Jerry, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming.
sir.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
the
you
time.
for everything you do for Cumberland County. And I don't think people have any clue of all the things that Jerry has done. And of course, he gives the credit to his staff with Kim Ayers and all the other people that we've mentioned. That's what it's all about, building relationships and having the people, on board with you that can help do those things. So for Jerry Velazquez, who is the president and CEO of the authority and also known as the Cumberland County Improvement Authority, and for our producer tonight, Ryan Narowski, I'm Jim Quinn. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.